In this tutorial, we are going to learn about two things. The first one is date object that will let you to work with dates, and in the second part we will be introduced to the event handler. In this part we will talk about on-click event. In the later videos we will know about rest of them. So let's start, but first of all let's get back to the end result that we are going to observe in this tutorial. In this yellow type box we will be having a click now button, on clicking which we will be observing this time over here, and this time is the same as shown in the user's machine. It is now 11:43 and that is what is being observed over here. So let's start. Let's get back to our project first. We have to create first a function which will be known as show time. Now here we are going to create a variable, and here we will be using this particular function known as new date. In the previous cases, whenever we have used a particular function, whenever we have invoked a function, all we had to do, we had to define it priorly. But in this particular case, there is no previous definition of the function, but yet it is running. We will be observing it, yet this one will run. And how it is? Whenever you are incorporating something into your web project and you are using a JavaScript, that means you are using this script tag over here, your HTML browser will understand that this is the program that is based on JavaScript scripting code. And in JavaScript scripting code, all these definitions are being defined over there, and that is why you don't have to redefine these things. We are providing okay. We are now all set to go. Now the thing is about these definitions. What are these things are doing over here, such as this new date, this get hours, all those things? What are they doing exactly over here? The first thing that we can see over here, this new date function, this practically invokes a particular date object that lets you to work with dates. It actually invokes the year, the month, the date, the hours, the minutes, the seconds, the milliseconds. All those things are being executed over here. All we have to do, we have to fetch and retrieve those values from the user's machine. We have practically assigned this date function against this variable a. So all these values are being assigned against this variable a, and we are stating that get hours. That means all we have to do, we have to fetch that hours as defined, as indicated in the user's machine, and we have to retrieve the minutes as indicated into user's machine. And that is what it is exactly doing over here. Each time we have to invoke this date function, and that is the purpose that is being served over here. So up to this it is all right. Now before we go to the web browser, we can see that we have already made a mistake over here. All we need to do, we need to concatenate these things. Now as it is done so far, the rest of the thing that we need to do, we need to get back to our body part over here, script, and inside this script tag, all we need to do, we need to call back this function show time. Now reload, and you can see the time is 11:58. That means it is now executing the time which is being indicated into my machine, that means the user's machine. Now up to this part it is all right. All we can do, we can create another div here. Now reload, and you can see that it is being executed over here. The time is being shown over here. We can add another div ID for say time div. Now it is all right to go with it. In the next part that we have told you that we are going to employ over here is about event handlers. So what is this event handler? Event handler is a particular type which actually listens to the events and act accordingly. So there are four kind of event handlers, those we are dealing with. The first one is on click option. The second one is on mouse over. The third one is on mouse out. The fourth one is on load. Now we have witnessed some kind of event handlers in our previous example, such as we have used this on click, and this is the exact thing that we are going to analyze into this tutorial. In that case, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to create a button over here. For say we have created this button, Now we have created a button over here and we have named it as click now, and the value of it is click now. Now if we get back to our project and reload, we can see that a click now button has been introduced over here. So all we are going to do, we are going to create another div which will be ID'd as test1, and all we are going to do, we are just deleting this thing off the script tag, and instead of this we are creating here an event handler which is known as onClick. Now get back to your script tag and inside, first of all, cut this thing, delete document.write and create var b, where you have to assign this one. Now here we are creating now we can see that here is the gap. All we have to do, we have to use the same ID that we have created in the second case, this ID test1. So we are copying this thing from here and we are pasting it over here. Get back to your project and reload. Now if we click here, we can see that the exact time is being shown over here. We have created a div which is ID'd as test1, and we are informing our HTML browser that on clicking this particular input type button, all it had to do, it had to listen to this event handler which is onClick and which is executing the showtime function that we have created here. Into where? Into this particular div ID test1. And in the script tag, all we did, we stored the whole stuff, this get hours, that means the time in hours and in minutes that has been fetched from the user's machine is being stored against this variable b, and all it is doing now, it is now in turn storing itself against the inner HTML of the div with an ID of test1, and that is why this whole stuff is getting shown over here. So that's all for today's tutorial. Hope you guys have liked this tutorial. If you guys have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button down below. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial. Till then, bye.